The experience that we've had in our portfolio over the last 12 months is that we've undertaken 355 leasing events, which is a record for us, and our occupancy rate has also increased to 97%, again another record. And what we find with our consumer is that footfall over the last 12 months, notwithstanding Brexit, has increased by 0.5%. So in our opinion, the market is pretty stable.
Do you think that non-food retail spending can hold up in a period that we're now going into in which wages are going to struggle to keep pace with inflation?
It's definitely going to be challenging for retailers, and one of the things the retailers are going to have to do is to mitigate the rise of inflation, because they know that they operate in a highly competitive market, and also the UK consumer is very price conscious when making decisions around how they spend their money.
That's going to make it difficult for you to push up their rents though, isn't it?
Well, within our portfolio, we have an average rent of around £12.45 a square foot, which is very affordable. We know that our assets, the retailers trade well, because in many ways we handpicked our portfolio over the last sort of 6 years. And that profitability is only going to be enhanced with the rates reduction that we've secured.
Now, you have a mix of assets between high streets and out-of-town shopping centres. A lot of people are writing the obituaries for out-of-town at the moment, saying that business is going to be decimated by online. Is that what you're seeing?
I mean, internet sales is growing faster than the sales from physical stores, and we often hear the narrative, rather simplistic narrative, that the internet is taking over. But the evidence shows something different. LDC monitor about 500,000 shops across the country, and they look at openings and closures. Last year, the net change between openings and closures was tiny. It was less than 0.5%. So it really says the market is pretty stable.
And that's in spite of things like BHS?
Despite of companies like BHS, absolutely.
Now, one of the other interesting things you're doing is building a lot of sites for the CoOp. How's that going?
It's going very well. We've secured planning consents for 29 convenience stores for the CoOp. We've got a programme of construction. We've delivered 11 so far. We're on site with 3, and we have a programme ultimately to deliver up to 40 for the CoOp. And it's very much reflective of the changes in the food market, and the real expansion of a number of the food retailers is into convenience retailing.
But for a lot of your retail tenants, how much of a headwind right now are business rates?
Well, for us, we've really benefited from the rates reassessment. So on average, our tenants are going to enjoy a 19% reduction in rates. So therefore, their occupational costs become more affordable. That's going to increase profitability. And ultimately, what's good for our tenants is good for NewRiver.
What about the general election? Labour published its manifesto today. Was there anything in there that caught your eye?
Well, actually, I've been pretty busy with our results announcement, so I've not really caught up with what the Labour Party was saying. But from our perspective, we will carry on whoever wins the general election.
What's top of your wish list, though, from the politicians?
Definitely business rates reform is key. We'd like to see more investment in the regions, and a rebalancing of the economy would be great for our business.